What is going on, Harmack?
What is up, Al?
Man, I got some lag there. Holy moly. Alright, actually, I tried turning the volume down this time.
I saw that.
But now I think I just created like a shit ton of lag.
Oh, that's weird. Damn.
I'm not sure why it did that.
Your computer is picky.
It barely does what it's supposed to do anyway, man.
You're lucky it turned on.
Just barely. There we go. If I had like a real mixer board, wouldn't be an issue, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Would not be an issue. What up tonight, man? This is State of the Streams number 6. It's Harmack and I's Just Chatting show.
Always just chatting. That's all we do.
Just Chatting. It's a trademark.
Oh, man.
What do you owe Manning?
I'm looking at... I got a border around me. That's cool.
That's a new Skype update, and I'm not quite sure why it won't go away.
I've been framed.
I'm kind of mad about that. Like, it literally puts the whole border around you now. Like, before, it was just literally, like, it would enable me to full screen you. And no matter what I do, it will not. Like,
That's weird.
I could choose a background effect. I think that's for me, though. But
Yeah, I think that would probably be for you.
But it will not let me full screen you anymore.
That's weird.
And it was ever since the most recent Skype update.
And I think this is why people are going to Zoom. For that simple fact is Skype, every time Microsoft gets it working right, they decide to go and tinker with it and break it.
I see this, unless it's some sort of Skype glitch right now, like, because like right now, like, that just popped up for no reason. So
smiley faces.
I don't know why it does that. It could just be like a glitch in the system or whatever. I don't know.
It could be. Who knows?
But for now,
This
we're
is
just
Skype
gonna
you're dealing with. Yeah, this is Skype you're dealing with, man. It's got a mind of its own.
For now, we're just gonna have to put up with it because I didn't have time really earlier to know that was gonna be a factor of things.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Then I had to, you know, put out our custom alert, which is supposed to tell people that we're live, and it sometimes works. It sometimes does not. So we sometimes just talk to ourselves for a few minutes until people either check their mobile devices or they check Twitch and they go, oh, those guys are streaming tonight. So.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Sounds about right. Anyway, so we're live. State of the Streams number 6. We've got a awesome, packed, just chatting show.
Oh, we always have. We always have one of those.
That's got to be your thing. As soon as I say just chatting, you just have to go always.
Always chatting. We don't shut up.
Yes, that's true. This is the show where we recap our week in streaming. We just shoot the shit with our followers. And this is simulcasted both on /streams live, which is my channel, and Harmack 1, which is the big man channel on my on your right.
On my channel. That's right.
Yeah, he's straight ahead. He's straight ahead from me here, but in your vision, he's going to be on your right. That's DJ Harmack. He has been running Harmack 1 for a good 2 years now, streaming plenty of games, including the Uncharted's.
Yes. I actually have to replay. I think this is before I started downloading the games when they were done, because I was new to Twitch and thought that they had saved them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm actually missing all of 1, so I might have to replay that.
I found that I had a series that I was playing through before on my other Twitch channel, my personal one that I was using. And I had like 11 or some parts to it, and then I stopped playing the game. I was actually kind of near the end. So I'm actually thinking about re-debuting that series on my channel for like a week or so, and then picking up right where it left off. Like on a normal stream. I might just do that. Because I did want to finish that game again. That was Chrono Trigger. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that was like one of the first ones you started playing.
That was the first game I started actually streaming. I did it for like a month or two.
Yeah, and then you like disappeared
and
for
then
a while.
And then I quit for a while. That was like 2015. I started doing that, and then I stopped for a bit. So I have all those videos saved. So I think what I'll do when, maybe if I go on vacation or something, I'll queue them up as a stream. Like they're live, like they're live. That's
kind of cool. Yeah, that'll screw with people.
Yeah.
Hey Al, how you doing? Why aren't you answering me? You're ignoring me, Al.
It'd be funny, like I'll have like just a camera here with just the back room, nobody sitting here.
Yeah.
And then I'll have the gameplay in the center. This is before I was even on camera.
Yeah, that's right.
I never used to do camera, and then I started doing that recently with this new layout. And then I just literally had gameplay on the whole screen, so I could literally just play that video where the gameplay normally goes, and I'd probably fool everybody. Everybody would think I was live. I'd go in there and just chat as myself, like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Oh yeah, you get used to it. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. I might just do that. It'd be like a ghost show. Del Griffith
playing from the toilet,
playing from the commode. Del Griffith has joined us tonight. How you doing, Del? Good to see you. The word is slowly trickling down to others.
Yes,
to get them in. There. Tell your friends. Go on the old Twitter.
Threaten them if you have to.
Threaten them if you have to. No, don't really do that. Don't do that.
It'd be interesting.
We got some stuff to talk about. We had quite the week in streaming. Yes. Harmack almost blew a gasket last night. We have a few.
God. Yeah, I definitely have an explanation for that. Man, oh boy, I was so freaking frustrated. If you notice, like every time if you watch the whole thing through, every time he would stop running, and you wouldn't hear me talk or anything, it's because I would mute my mic to blow my nose. It was just I was so freaking frustrated because I'm like, I swear I went through a whole box of Kleenex yesterday. It was unbelievable. By the end of the night, my nose was so raw. My nose hurt. I was getting pissed off, and it didn't help being called Poopy Pants.
That's Captain Poopy Pants.
Captain Poopy Pants.
You also didn't.
That big bitch who says, "I'll stream with you guys," streamed one game and disappeared.
That's right.
Never to be seen again.
But he did play. I will let this be known. The poll last week was, should Harmack play until 12:30?
I did 2 nights almost.
He did 2 nights at 12:30 last week. So that poll, he did live up to his end of the poll.
I did.
So I will give him that. What is up, UNC Phil?
Unc Phil, what up, buddy?
Got to give him a special shout out. Phil's got a birthday coming up this week. He'll is going 72. To be 75.
Give or take a year.
So he's the youngest, oldest person on Twitch. So
still likes Fortnite, man.
Oldest person.
He plays it.
He's the oldest person to play Fortnite.
Live from the nursing home, it's Unc Phil with Fortnite.
They had to honor him for all the.
We're gonna play.
They had to honor him for all the paid DLC that he purchased, or the in-game purchases or whatever.
Yeah, he had to sell his purple heart to get all of it.
I sold my wheelchair so I could get an in-game wheelchair.
I can't even afford the tennis balls for
And
my
then I
walker.
found out I couldn't use it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
This
Anyway.
game's worse than those telemarketer princes calling that need money from me. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Phil. Enjoy your.
Birthday, Phil.
It's early next week. I don't know what day you said it was on, but it's early next week sometime. So we
just remember, don't put too many candles on there. The fire department will be called.
Yeah, he wants to play some golf tonight. I gifted him the gift that keeps on giving, PlayStation Now. I gifted him a few months of PS Now to try it out. I recommend it, and it was gifted to me from Harmack. I've stayed on the service for a couple of years now. I enjoy it.
I jumped at the deal because this was back when I think their longest deal was like 6 months for like $70, and they threw out a deal for 1 year for $99. And I'm like, well, I'll jump at that because that was a pretty damn good deal.
At the time, that was a good deal. Yeah, it's totally changed now.
Oh yeah, now it's $69 for the whole year. But I tried it and I was like, you know what? I got some. It was right around just after Christmas when they did it a couple years ago, and I figured, you know what? I got some points from my PlayStation card. What the hell? I'll give it a shot. And so I did, and I was expecting because I remember the last time I saw it running was when it first became available, and Al tried it, and we got we got to get
into this real quick. We got to get into what we're drinking this week because
Phil, you're a dick.
We have some bits that have already come in here. Let me grab my...
Oh, they're putting it in the jar of values. What happened to the...
It's changed. Just keep watching your stream, buddy.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay.
It's his birthday tomorrow, is what he said it was. Well, wow, that's really close. All right, yeah, let's do what are we drinking this week? I always start my stream during the week with that. What am I drinking tonight?
Yeah.
Last week I had a combination of Kickstarts, pop, and coffee. Jesus. So we will play what are we drinking tonight now.
At the end of the night, Paul was not tired, he was wired.
Oh yeah, dude. And you'll see what's gonna happen to me tonight, because a couple times, like I've had long days, even though I've been working remotely. I've had long days. All right, Harmack, we'll start with you. Harmack came equipped this week with a drink. Harmack, what do you got, sir?
I got me some Mick Ultra, baby.
Harmack, we must be mirrored, because I've also got the same thing in my hand.
Hell yes. Great minds think alike.
I don't know. A certain someone left a bunch of them in my fridge a couple weeks ago.
Some jerk who always does that. I don't know who that is.
Some jerk visited around the 4th of July and left all these beers in my fridge of stuff I don't typically drink anymore. So, all right, we've got 100 bits, so let's go. Let's.
How many is that?
I think we equate that to about 20 drinks or so. Let's do
half a beer. Okay.
Well, I wasn't even able to drink a lot of that because, first of all, I haven't had beer in a long time. And second of all, that's cold.
Pardon me.
That's cold, man. That's been sitting in my fridge for that long.
Mine has been sitting in the fridge all week, man, waiting for tonight, man. That is cold. That's what beer's supposed to be. This ain't Germany.
All right.
Come on, grow a sack.
I was going to pop this open because I was a little bit on the tired side. But that's going to taste like ass.
Is that Kickstart?
That's a Kickstart, but that's going to taste like ass if I start... It is. I bought those on Amazon, dude. If you buy the pack on Amazon that they have, there's a pack that you get of 18 for like I think it was like $11 of 18 of 18 cans, and I was like, that's because you go to like a 7-Eleven or whatever, they're like $2 up there for one can.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you definitely can get a better deal on Amazon. Hell yeah. I mean, well, because you're buying more of a bulk than individual. So.
Thank you. God damn it, we got some more bits coming in here. From Mr. Del Griffith, that is another 100.
Oh shit.
By the way, that wasn't half a beer, Harmack. 20. Well, yeah, you're right. It was a half a beer.
40 is a full beer, dude.
40 is considered a full one. I don't know if I can.
I'll just take a drink. Damn.
I'm gonna drink as much as I can on that one. I gotta run a just chatting show tonight. Harmack. I said
It's
I
not
gotta
a
run.
show.
Oh man.
Ah.
Anyway, Phil says he's finishing his lime claws. I finally.
Is that like Santa Claus's brother?
No, we were talking about it last week on the show when we were talking about those White Claws or whatever, and I said the only ones I can drink are the lime ones, and he said he's never had the lime ones, so he went and bought the lime flavored White Claws, which I think that's the only flavor I can drink and not get heartburn on. The other ones, like if I drink the raspberry ones after 3, I've got like heartburn. Wow, if I but if I drink the lime ones that they have, I can drink like 10 of them and I'm drunk, but you know.
Well, you would think that the lime ones would be the one that would really give you the
you got to think it's like drinking Sprite like it's like drinking like a Sprite with a little bit of kick to it. You know what I mean? Like mixed Sprite.
That's just weird. I've never heard anyone getting heartburn from raspberry.
From raspberry, the watermelon ones I just don't like because I'm really not a big watermelon flavored person.
Yeah, I've never been one unless it was bubblegum. Then I liked it. But...
You know what? Watermelon bubblegum was good actually. Like the Bubblicious kind.
Baby. Or
Hubba.
Yeah,
dude, I remember there was 2 kinds of gum you had to choose from.
Hubba Bubba and Bubblicious.
That's right. I forgot about that. Man,
I don't even
know.
I think Bubblicious is still around, but I think Hubba Bubba's been gone for a long time.
Have they?
Yeah, you don't. If you go to the store, you don't see them anymore.
Hang on a second. We gotta see if this theory is right.
Yeah, I haven't. I've seen Bubblicious there. I've not seen Hubba Bubba in a while.
Let's see. Oh, Hubba Bubba's owned by Wrigley. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, that's why I figured it would be here still, but no.
The Hubba Bubba brand was discontinued in the U.S. in the early 90s, but returned in 2004.
Yeah,
in the United States.
Yeah, it might still be around, but no one's carrying it. Not that at least not at the stores around here.
Dude, in 2012, they briefly brought back strawberry watermelon Hubba Bubba. Remember do you remember Cool Cola and Cherry Cola?
Oh yeah. The Cherry Cola one was awesome.
They brought those back as well. And then they had Mystery Max and Mystery Tape.
I remember Mystery Tape.
I remember those. Damn.
I remember that. Damn. Wow. That's old school shit there, man.
I miss Zima. What the fuck? I've never heard anybody say the words "I miss Zima." That's a drink, by the way, not a.
Yes, I know. It was a beer that was clear.
It was the White Claw of the early 2000s, is what Zima was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
That was malt liquor, dude.
Zima was I know, but what I'm saying is, like, it was if you drank it and you were a dude, you were a total bitch.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
And it's kind of like what White Claw
from your mom's part of the fridge.
If you go drinking a White Claw around like a bunch of like hardcore beer drinking dudes, they're gonna say the same thing. Oh, this little bitch with his White Claw. That's what they're gonna say. So Zima's kind of like the same thing.
I don't know if you'll get that as much today because I think a lot of the people that it might be a little bit younger than us, but most of them drink that anyway. I mean, there's the only people that are like hardcore beer drinkers are like myself, but I mean, I've got a brother who goes and gets different types of like weird ass beer that hell, some of them are like 8 or 9%, and it's just no. I don't know how he does it, but what? Hey, I've always been the type of person. I don't care if it's a foo-foo drink. If it gets you messed up, that's what you're drinking it for. Who cares?
Man, that kick is still going. Zima was 90s. It was actually early 2000s as well.
Early 2000s.
I know that because I didn't really start drinking until the early 2000s. And I knew one guy that drank Zima around here, and we bagged on him every time. Now, I wasn't much different because I would drink like Smirnoff, which now Smirnoff would give you heartburn too.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about like the wine cooler type thing?
Yeah, it was like a wine cooler, but man, Smirnoff would. Yeah. I love those things, but man, I could only drink 3, and then I had to I would get hiccups, or I would get like like the heartburn going on.
But if you really think about it, the wine coolers of the day are pretty much like the beer you're drinking now, roughly. I mean,
They're
it was
White Claws
just
these
seltzer.
days. Yeah, they're White Claws these days, pretty much.
Yeah, basically they are. And you know what? I mean, I always liked the wine coolers. I thought they were great. I would steal one from my mom every now and then.
If Eric drank Zima in the early 2000s, he would be drinking at like the age of 12. If producer Eric drank. Son of a... We have another 100 bits from Mr. Del Griffith, and that's probably going to do it for this beer.
Del, you're a dick. That's going to do it for my beer, too. Shit.
You know what I've been meaning to do, and I need to install this on the site, but I'm just going to do it now.
What's that?
And I really hope this does not give me... I've been wanting to put these things in the show called beer breaks, where if people donate bits, they would hit this button on the page, and it would be like a sounder, like the ones I currently have down there.
Oh, yeah.
And it would play this. I'm hoping that this works. This is your beer break from Del Griffith.
Is the malted liquor what gets you drunker quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans?
Beer.
Can't get enough of it. Beer. How we really love it. Beer. Makes me think I'm a man. Beer. I could kiss and hug it, but I'd rather chug it. Beer. Got my belly out to here. Beer. I could not refuse it. I could really use a beer. 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 I can remember how much I have had.
I don't know. Is that a copyrighted
I
song?
drank a 12
I don't know.
with my dad.
Is there a group? The name of a group that does it, or
It's called the beer song.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually.
It says here, this is what happens when you don't have school for one day and you're bored. A super awesome video for Adam Sandler's famous beer song. I've never heard Adam Sandler have a beer song.
No, I haven't either. So yeah, maybe it's not copyrighted. I don't know. That'd be cool if it's not, because then you can put that as a sounder, definitely.
Shale101 has posted a link, multiwatch.live//streamslive/Harmack1. What does this do now?
I don't know.
Let's see what it does. Multi-watch. Oh, that's cool. You basically... Dude, that was very helpful.
What?
So, you can actually... I mean, they're both the same thing anyway. We're not doing anything different on either stream, but the link that Shale put in the chat there, I don't know if this will work though. Oh, that is cool. If this works, then Shale just found something really badass.
What did he find? He's usually good at finding.
This multi-Twitch live site allows you to watch both streams at the same time, and you use one chat, and it all appears in the same place.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, I want to see like someone. I didn't get a chance to sign in on that because I didn't want it to break my machine. But you get a viewer count for each of you. Oh, that's neat. Okay, we'll have to start plugging that. Now, is that going to stay there permanently, or do we have to redo? Man, I'm still burping up that beer from.
I'm not seeing his chat still in my room though. So
yeah, he put it in my chat. It's a link.
Well, he's got the link in my room, but
if you go to multitwitch.live/streamslive/Harmack1,
yeah,
it allows you to watch both streams at the same time, and then you can chat, and it's supposed to supposedly go into one, or it goes into both chats, so it would make it on both of our chats. We would see it in each place. That's what I get from it. So we'll have to start plugging that link each week, because that way we both get the viewer count.
Yeah, I just gotta mute the volume though. Hold on.
Yeah, I couldn't get it to load because my machine is already taxed enough with doing these streams.
And so I've got it loaded right now. It looks just like it, except it's just got one chat room.
Yeah, so you're logged into it, right?
Yeah, I'm logged into it right now.
So try typing something. I just want to see if this actually works.
All right, let me
try
see.
Because if this works, then everybody should, starting next week, pull up this link. Yeah, it went over. It went over into my chat.
Yeah, it's not going into mine, but it is definitely going into yours. But I'll be able to see your chat now.
Well, that's fine, because at least you get the view count. you know,
Yeah. Oh, I'll
we
take
get to
it.
share
Yeah.
the same view count because that was that was part of the issue. I mean, what we do anyway is we just whoever donates bits and whatnot, we split it between the two of us. I actually just informed Harmack he has
Wait, hang on. Hang on just a second. I gotta check something. I'm trying to type something. I was typing something actually in that chat. Hold on.
In which chat? The multi chat?
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in my own now. You should see me saying it, but no.
Well,
It's not sending it to you, unfortunately.
At least if people go to that link, I use multi-chat off so I get both chat rooms available.
I don't know. We need to put multi-chat on.
If multi-chat was on, I think that would be better just in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, in this case, on would be better. Because then we'd be able to see what's going on in both chat rooms.
So that's a neat find. So I'll have to explore that.
That's a neat idea, yeah.
I'll have to explore that, and maybe next week.
We were literally looking for something just like this, because it was like, it'd be so much easier if we could get both streams to be able to show up on Al's side, and it would make it so much easier.
Yeah.
Instead of me having to stick my face in a phone, you know?
Well, if one of us was on Twitch and one of us was on YouTube, it would work, because the service we use right now is a multicaster service, and it allows us to stream to both sites. Like, it allows us to stream to Twitch and YouTube, but if we're both on Twitch, it can only aggregate one chat at a time. I tried this and never had any luck with it.
Right, but it looks like this thing might actually be able to do it.
So this thing, yes, this thing may solve our problem. We got another, oh my god, we have another 100 bits, which means we have to have...
I got no more beer.
Well, you're gonna have to go get one, man.
Oh.
We have to have another beer break.
It's my son, the drunken manly stud. I'm proud to be his bud.
I don't want to do another beer.
Here, have some pretzels.
No, I'll call it quits. Those things give me the schlitz.
Drink with your family, drink it with your friends.
All right, let me go grab a beer. Give me a second.
You can get the next one.
Beer is liquid bread.
Yeah, well, I still gotta go get a beer.
We like to drink till we spew.
Ooh! Go get a beer, Harmack. I will catch us up. Harmack is going to get a beer. He's slowly getting out of the chair. Oh, now you made him get up. You made the man get up. Del Griffith just killing it. And we still got the Shadowcaster on top here. He's got 510 bits. That's the highest donation of bits that has ever come in one donation. Unfortunately, the system will not tally your overall bits on the stream and break that number. So if you were to break that number, you'd have to do that in one go. And if anybody does that tonight, and because he's not here to defend himself, Harmack will drink a full beer should anybody break that 510 number. So there's a challenge that has been thrown out. The gauntlet has been thrown. Should anybody even want to try? Oh man, we'll go back to the chat here. Phil, or rather Dell, threw out his last bits in celebration for Phil's birthday, which is tomorrow. Happy birthday again, Phil. That was for him. Phil said thank you. Multi-chat is just for the website. I'll see if I can get the info for repeating function. Wow, that last 100 bits had a caption of bless you.
All right, I got another beer.
All right.
Now, what was it saying about the chat?
No, he was said he was, or Shell said he was looking into it.
Oh, cool.
That's basically what we were, because we wanted we're looking for a way just to basically have both chats. If you're in either Twitch chat, that was our main focus, is if you were in either Twitch chat, that the chat would go to the feed here so we could see what everybody says. Because right now Harmack is having to look at his own chat and probably misses people in there. Have you even looked lately to see if anybody's been in there?
Actually, yeah, Shell was the one that sent me the link. Then he says, "Don't think it does combine chat. I think it's only one room." Oh, okay. So yeah, he doesn't know. Knowing Shell, he'll find it because the dude's like a freaking greyhound. He finds everything.
I'll look into that for next week too. I'll take his findings and go further with it. Because apparently now I got to get Harmack a new camera application.
What's wrong with it?
No, the camera is fine. It's the stupid box around you right here that I cannot get rid of. I full screen it and do whatever, and it doesn't seem to work. So
yeah, I think that's a Twitch glitch.
No, it's a Skype thing.
Or a Skype thing.
Skype had an update a couple days ago that I did because I didn't want to get stuck tonight doing the update before we go on, because you know how catastrophic that can go.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. So I guess we'll kind of get into our weekly review here of what's gone on the streams. Harmack, you've been playing Infamous this week. I believe you were also playing it last week. At least you maybe started it last week. So how was your journey through Infamous?
So far, so good. Last night I got ticked off because
oh boy, did you ever!
I kept dying over stupid shit, and I had to keep stopping gameplay so I could freaking blow my nose because my allergies were just killing me yesterday. So I was just like, you know what, the hell with it. I started losing my temper. I was just so annoyed. So I was like, ah, damn it. So, but other than that, I mean, it was still fun, but I was frustrated because it was like right at that point in the game when I do start losing my temper.
We're gonna be
it's
doing
literally
an AMA
because
to
okay, now my nose is done running, but now my eyes are burning. I can't see what the fuck I'm doing, and I had to keep rubbing my eyes and they're watering. That's just like, oh my god, will this shit stop? This has been like the worst allergy year ever. I mean, to the point where because I take Allegra D because I work outside, and even that wasn't really working yesterday. It was horrible.
I've had problems today, and I've had problems the other day on my stream, and I just took a fresh Allegra tonight. By the way, Twitch makes me so mad. I go to stop the ad, and it still plays it. Like, the ad was not playing. There was no movement in the ad, and it still played it anyway. Like, the audio of it. I'm like, God. Maybe
they gotta get there.
It's like, maybe let me acknowledge that I have to see the ad first. Oh, Harmack.
Yeah, they don't.
I can't even, there's a Twitch issue going on right now that will not even let me play any clips off of Twitch.
You're kidding.
So I cannot even view your clips from this week.
Well, Jesus Christ.
I'm going to try to refresh the page here and see if that doesn't help. Wait, now it might be coming up now. But it's trying to play a checks quest at... No, it says the videos are temporarily unavailable. Unfortunately, I cannot play any of our clips this week. Now, I'm just going to start auto-downloading them. I've already looked into that. So starting for next week. And
it would definitely be more reliable.
Yeah, because I hate pulling up the damn Twitch page. Because that's a pain in the ass as it is. And then on top of that, now it says the videos are unavailable, so that's terrific. So you're getting close to the end of Infamous.
I think so, yeah. I believe I am now. Yeah, I probably have maybe another hour's worth of play for Monday, and that'll end that game, and then we'll start a new one.
Let's see what happened this week. Oh, this week I had the pleasure of playing the DLC that Harmack did not want to play, or that didn't play rather, because
I didn't want to play because I was getting, Dell was like, you got to do the DLCs. I'm like, dude, I played 3 straight different games of BioShock. I don't want to get sick of it.
I honestly think you should have played this DLC because
I will go back to it, but I mean 3 straight games. That's literally 4 months of BioShock. I was like, okay.
The problem with you going back to it later is the same problem that I endured, and that was I did not remember, because when I watch your stream of BioShock, I was tuned in and out. Like I wasn't really paying attention sometimes. Like I would chat and stuff like that, but I honestly I was not really until the end of Infinite. I wasn't really paying attention to the story.
Right.
So then when I played this DLC, which by the way, the BioShock Infinite DLC is the prequel to the original BioShock.
Right. I figured it looked that way when I was watching it. I was like, oh, so that's what it looked like.
When they were dropping names in this DLC, like I'm like, oh, I remember that person.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what significance they had outside of like Andrew Ryan. I forgot that the name player was Jack. I I forgot who Fontaine was. So you really should have done it when you had just played them, because then you would have had a more familiarity with the story.
That is true, but I had a feeling that,
Thank you.
people would be getting sick of it, and I was like, well, I got to change it up somewhat. I mean, like I said, I went 1, 2, and 3 with that game. And I was like, you know what, DLC, I think it's just people are gonna be like, okay, dude, enough BioShock. What else you got?
I'm sorry to interrupt you real quick, Harmack. We'll get back to that in just a moment, but we had the birthday boy just donated yet another 100 bits.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
To the show.
No. Damn it.
This is crazy.
Ow. I'm hitting my mic. I'm getting buzzed already. Stupid diet. Hold on.
At risk of not getting a DMCA for that song, because I'm not quite sure what they're going to do yet, I'm not going to play it anymore.
Oh. Okay. You get the oh, okay. I thought I was getting this one and you were getting the next one. All right.
Well, I just took a big sip, so that's fine.
Well, I just took a big chug. Thank you guys for the bits, man.
These
We're trying to
listeners
fill
are
up that cup tonight.
Yeah, we're trying to fill up the bits for beers here. These guys are really trying to get us messed up.
If that bits for beers gets full tonight, we chug a beer. So
we'll see. I've never seen the bits for beers or the jar values, for that matter, even get that full. But we got Scales 175 who's popped his head in here. How you doing, Scales?
Scales.
Hopefully you stick around for a while tonight. Scales has been kind of quiet this week.
Yeah, you've been quiet, man. Missed you.
We almost had to send out a search party for little Scales to get him back. Only we can find out what happened to Evil 175. Well, or not Evil 175, Evil 1976. That's brother of Scales, Evil 175.
That's Scales' alter ego, Evil 175. No, I think Evil has been working during our time, so he hasn't been able to come on.
But back to the BioShock thing here real quick. So I did play through both Burial at Sea DLCs, and I admit when I got to the end of the second episode, I was like, what the fuck did I just see? I had to go, because I wasn't familiar with the BioShock 1 story that much, I had to go read a forum of the ending explained. And the people that were trying to explain it didn't even know what they were talking. It's all speculation. There was all kinds of speculation. Elizabeth and Booker are alive in a different timeline because of all the different timelines shown at the end of BioShock Infinite. There's speculation that they're alive in a different timeline and they're together and everything is fine. But in the timeline they show in the DLC, not so much. No,
because this is where people don't seem to understand the whole time loop thing that Infinite had going on. The fact that he didn't choose to go again ends the loop. Therefore, he dies. That's it. The loop is over. He lives one more life, and that's it. So
that's a conspiracy theory. Is that they're both that was just another timeline. That even though they ended the timeline, it was just another timeline.
Well, all I can say is these nerds need to watch more Star Trek. They get it then.
All these damn timelines. There was another one where they just said that Elizabeth was unhappy with herself, and so she basically found a way to die. There was all kinds of just conspiracies about this DLC, so I would definitely recommend playing it.
Because I completely understood the ending of the Infinite. That's why I was just taken aback, wow. Because that's when the name really made sense to me, was Infinite. Yeah, you're in an infinite time loop. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. And then I get the whole ending of how they all because when you have an infinite loop, there is at one point in that loop where every instance of that will coalesce into a physical form. So they're all there at the same time.
It's not really a spoiler, Phil. It's just like what you think. What you think? What
my bad, Phil. Sorry.
What you think happens may have not happened. The way they kind of leave it open. There's a lot of open-endeds you could put together. It's very difficult to. I would definitely recommend watching it or playing it. I would definitely recommend playing it.
Good game. It is a good game.
Play the DLC actually takes you back into Rapture and it's very interesting.
Yeah, I will probably stream the DLC. Maybe I'll do that next. I don't know.
I would recommend getting to it because while it's fresh in your mind, the only problem you might have with this DLC, Harmack, is you have to have some patience because this episode 2 specifically becomes a sneak mission.
Oh, like a stealth type deal?
It's a stealth game, and you are given very low ammo. You're given like 6 shotgun bullets tops, and you're given like 4 or 5 handgun bullets, and then you've got like a little like air gun that shoots like these darts, or crossbow that shoots these darts, and the darts put the enemies to sleep, which I thought was a really interesting concept because you're just going around knocking everybody out. You could do it that way. You could go gung-ho and shoot them in the face, but all the other guys in the room will hear it, and then you're gonna have to go hide and then sneak up behind them, kill them. So
yeah, it's a lot like Last of Us in a sense.
It's if you were good at Last of Us, then yeah, this game you might do okay at. But I could not fathom it and get a hold of it first, that because the other BioShock, I'm just walking up to people, I'm blasting them in the face and they're dying. But in this DLC for Infinite, no, you gotta take everything methodically. And I finally learned that about a half hour, 45 minutes in, that I can't just walk up to somebody and blow their head off, because it literally triggers everyone and they're putting like 10, 12 enemies at a time in one place. Yeah. So you take one guy out and then you sit there and then another guy walks up and he goes, who did this? It's like Metal Gear. If you ever played Metal Gear Solid, it's a lot like Metal Gear. A guy walks up, who's there?
I've never played Metal Gear, but the one game I remember them doing that at, when you killed someone and you're like, hey, someone's down over here, go over here. It was actually Days Gone. They did the same thing. You killed somebody and then ran away and hid. Somebody would find them, and while they're busy going, oh my god, who did this? You can grab him.
There's other elements too, like they have broken glass on the ground, and you cannot step on the broken glass because the enemies will hear it. Right. If you step in water, they hear it. Like if you're on a carpet, basically a carpeted area is your only like area you can run and do whatever, and they will not hear you.
Right.
You can crouch and sneak up on them, but if you cannot melee them in the face, because all it will do is stun them, give you enough time to turn around and run away and hide, but they will not take them out. You have to sneak up behind them and get them in the back of the head, and then it knocks them out. Really interesting concept for this DLC.
I'll definitely have to try that. Yeah.
It was, once I finally figured out how it was playing, I got really into it. And of course, when I got really into it, it ended. So I was like, ah, damn. I wish they would have made a whole game like that, or at least make that like as an option for the other BioShocks to play that way, because, to me, it was fun sneaking around.
It is, but I don't think they wouldn't be able to make it that way for the other ones because
because of enemy placement
isn't set up for it.
Right.
So they would just find you hiding.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you have, when you play it, you have to at least have rewatched the endings to BioShock 1. Don't even worry about BioShock 2. That's actually last in the timeline, and you don't even need to know anything about it for these games. You need to at least know the ending of BioShock 1, and you need to know the ending of Infinite, because it picks up right where that ending leaves you, and then it goes into where the beginning of BioShock 1 takes you, but there's a lot of references to what happens in the ending of BioShock 1, with the whole Andrew Ryan Atlas, Andrew Ryan.
Would you kindly?
That whole thing is explained in this DLC. I will not spoil that here, but that whole thing is even further explained in the DLC. You definitely want to check that out. It was awesome. So that's what I played this week. And then on Thursday, I moved on to Zelda Link's Awakening on the Switch, which I've been meaning to get to for a long time. Is there anybody in your chat, Harmack? Is that why you're bent over?
Oh, I was looking to see if anybody wrote anything new.
All right.
Nope, nothing. They're all in yours right
someday,
now. Cool.
buddy, we'll find you a way.
Yeah.
So,
oh well.
So I've been playing that. I just started that and got to the second dungeon, so I'll be playing that for a while. Not going for 100% completion or anything. Just want to see this game through. I beat the original when I was a kid on my Game Boy.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, on my Game Boy in like '93, I beat that game, and I beat it like it took me 2 years, but it was on several car trips. I would only really play my Game Boy in the car because it was just an easy time to use it, you know. So we went on like several car trips, and I would play for long periods of time. And I remember we were driving home from a vacation, and I beat the game and watched the ending in the car. And I was like, "Oh, that was worth it. That was cool." Only took me 2 years.
Did you have your headphones on?
I did. I had my headphones and my little light boy thing that went over the screen, so in the dark you could see what you were doing.
I've actually seen now a lot of people are retrofitting the Game Boys with those backlit LED lights now.
Yep.
Those are cool looking.
Yep.
It's something Nintendo should have done in the first place, but then it would have been more expensive. So.
Well, that's how they beat the Game Gear, was because they had a lower cost system with better games.
Oh, definitely.
And it didn't hog 6 batteries in an hour, you know.
No, it
So
hogged 4 AA's and it lasted about 8 hours.
yeah, it really did.
So,
And if you wanted the adapter, it wasn't that expensive either.
No, but that was back in the day when you always knew that the thing you were getting wouldn't come with an adapter because it would go battery sold separately, you know. Like, oh, damn it.
And the Game Gear was impossible to handle for hours. I played a Game Gear once, and I was like,
I was told that the Game Gear's LED screen was just freaking horrible to look at.
I've seen it. It's not horrible. It's heavy. Is what Shayla is saying. Like
you got what, 6 C batteries in it? I think
it wasn't C batteries. It was 6 AA's, but they would.
Was it 6 AA?
It was AA's, but they'd wear out in an hour. But I remember playing it, and my hands even got tired from hanging on to it. And I'm like, how can anybody play this thing in long periods? Because my Game Boy, I would hold it like this. I still have it in the other room over there.
Yeah.
I would hold it like this, and I could just play, you know. But the Game Gear, you have to hold like a book, and then if you're holding a book, say you're holding like a dictionary, obviously is going to weigh heavier for, you know, obviously. But just say you were holding a dictionary open for 4 hours. How would your hands feel after that?
Oh yeah. Well, I think that's where the Game Gear actually worked better, was because it was literally the width of where it was tall, but it was only like the width of a controller.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I think that was just really comfortable, and it was literally laid out comfort for your hands. Now all of a sudden you're playing something that's wider, you're holding it, it's heavier because obviously it's gonna have more stuff in it, you know, especially for backlight and color and all that shit.
Well, what was worse? What was worse too is the same buddy of mine had this TV tuner that went inside of it. Like you could watch TV on your Game Gear. I'm like, okay, that's neat. So he shoves this other piece onto it that weighs another pound, and I'm like, do you have a stand for this thing? No. So I have to stand here with this thing sticking out the back, and I have to watch TV with an antenna. This is like this was back when you used like a metal antenna. I know you still do use antennas, but this is like you had the big metal one that stuck out.
Not like that.
It stuck out like 6 feet into the air, and you'd look like a real dumbass with this big antenna sitting up, and you're just sitting here holding a Game Gear, trying to watch like an NBA game or something. You know, it's like the fuck.
You look like an idiot.
You look like a complete idiot. We got some chatter going on here.
All right, what do we got?
Shale says the Game Gear was impossible to hold for hours. After 4 hours, your hands hurt from holding it up. Yeah, if your batteries lasted that long, Shale.
Yeah.
And then our girl Raven, who we haven't seen in a long time, is here. How you doing, Raven?
What's up, man?
I haven't seen Raven since, well, she popped in a week or so ago, but then she was last seen on one of my Control streams back in the day. I remember that. Well, thanks for stopping in.
Amen to that.
We're just shooting the shit. This is what we do on this show. It's a just chatting show.
It's not a show.
We're legally required to say that.
We are under contract. We can't say it's a show.
It's legally
And Al keeps
required to
screwing
say it.
I'll keep screwing it up, and he's gonna blow it for everybody.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The powers that be have dictated to us. We cannot say it's a show.
Just watching my P's and Q's. That's all. Don't poke fun.
So-
You're stopped by her stream in whatever. I didn't. You're right. I should stop over to her stream more often.
Damn.
I am a jerk.
out.
Shale 101. You know,
What a
if Twitch had proper notifications to where I got actual notifications from people that are streaming, I still have yet to get one for Harmack, and that has been how many months?
I know, and here's one though. I've had people tell me in my chat, "How long have you been playing?" I'm like, "I've been playing for about an hour." Wow, I just got your alert. It's like hell. I've actually gotten and I thought this was funny as hell because it woke me up. It was like 1 a.m, and all of a sudden, Twitch alerted me that you were streaming. I was like, wait a minute.
I actually got my own Twitch stream alert on my phone yesterday, and I've never seen that before either. I'm like, oh, so I'm alerting myself that I'm streaming. Imagine if I could alert all my other 82 followers or whatever that I was streaming. Maybe I could put some more bodies in here, you know.
Yeah.
But
Twitch.
Someday over the rainbow, maybe Twitch will, I don't know, fix that problem. But
they won't.
Too worried about Dr. Disrespect right now.
Yeah.
To fix a simple issue.
Yeah.
Shell says it's like the pot calling the kettle black, and she has a Twitter and a Discord. Give me your Twitter. I'll follow you there. I don't really use Discord too much.
I don't even know how to use
I've used it one time, and it was like IRC to me, which that's going away. I think it just is IRC, isn't it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I've never understood how Discord worked. I never gave it a try because I never had a reason to. I just basically always use Twitter or, Facebook or something like that.
It took me a while to even start using Twitter. I'm like, what's the point of this?
Yeah, I didn't start using Twitter.
What do I want to use this for? And then I'm like, I guess I'm showing my age, Okay, boomer, yeah.
He's a boomer.
Not really a boomer, but yeah.
No.
I come back from simpler times, when we had
rotary phone,
instant messenger, and ICQ.
ICQ, oh my god.
CompuServe and AOL and
Prodigy.
Netscape Navigator. Simpler times.
Web crawler, I remember
Web crawler. Web crawler's still around? Yahoo Chat. Yes.
Yahoo Chat. Yes.
Dude, I will never forget. This would never fly today. When Yahoo was extremely popular, like late 90s, this is before like Google even took off. Google was there, but it wasn't anywhere near like it is today.
Right.
They put a Yahoo Messenger out, and then they came up with these chat rooms that, it's kind of like AOL. You pick a chat room for your city or whatever, or whatever your topic was, and you go in there, you chat. Then they came up with these things called fight chat rooms. I'm skipping ahead. They had these things called voice chat rooms. You would go in there and you would turn on your mic and everybody would talk at once. It was the biggest mess I've ever seen. There was like 30 people in there talking over each other. I'm like, what is the point of this? Then I discovered Yahoo Fight voice chat rooms. You would just go in there and it's just so stupid. This would never fly today. You go in there, everybody's just yelling at each other. Like you just pick a name and you're like, UNC Phil just cheered. You just pick a name and you go, UNC Phil, you motherfucker, you blah blah, and you would just scream at that person. And then eventually, when everybody would stop over talking each other, you would eventually hear one straggler go, "Suck a dick" or something. Like you would just hear somebody randomly yelling something, and it was so funny.
Well, I don't think you know this, but actually, that room is still available.
The fight room is?
Yes, it's called Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's literally the same thing.
I wouldn't know. I mute the party chat as soon as I go in there. I mute everybody because I hate it.
I know, right? It's like, Like, are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Oh, how many did he donate again?
60 bits. So we're gonna call that what, 10 apiece?
Sure.
I'll know by next week whether that song is copyright or not, because if it hits me when I post this to YouTube,
Yeah.
then I'll
we'll
know. Then I'll know if I can use it or not. Because every time,
But the trick is, if we do a TP poker thing tonight, you cannot play that thing then.
the Nia Jax.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
find a new, just uncopyrighted version of a song to play there. Just something epic. That's all.
I'm gonna go to the chat here real quick. Raven says, "I always post to Twitter and Discord simultaneously to announce that I'm streaming. More people pay attention to that. I try that. We do that every time. Just
I do that all the
I know
time.
you do. I miss a few days here and there, but I do that, and it does bring some extra viewers in sometimes.
I've got a couple followers this week from it. Yeah.
I get more retweets from random people that aren't even following me.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
same here.
I never understood that part of Twitter. Like, if I thanks for the retweet, you know, I'm appreciative, but
yeah.
I never know if it's a bot that's doing it or a fake account or something, or like what the reasoning this person retweets it. What would it be doing for them? You know, like they don't follow me, so they don't care about the show or the stream. So like, why? You know, what's in it for that? I always question those, but
I always trust the ones that at least like it. You know.
Yeah.
So.
She also wants to know if we've ever heard of Tagged. What is Tagged?
Tagged.
I've obviously never heard of it. Let me pull it up here.
Sounds familiar, actually.
Tagged?
I don't know, though. Yeah.
Like, I know of like a Facebook tag. Tagged, here we go. Is a social mobile technology company owned by the Meet Group. Let's go to their site. The social network for meeting new people. Millions of people.
Thank you.
Let's see what we got here. Shale 101 with 100 rainbow hearts. Is that what that is? Or pride? They're pride hearts. Damn it, man.
Pride hearts. Jesus Christ.
Well, I all right.
That jar's getting really full, man. That thing looks like it's about to run it over.
My cup runneth over. Look at the bits for beers, the jar of values. My cup runneth over. Holy shit.
Boy. You know what that means, right?
Somebody's got to chug a full beer. That's what you said earlier. Actually,
I said we.
I threw out. I threw out. I'll do that at the end of the show because I'm going to need a break.
Yeah,
after that's
we'll
over.
definitely do that. I told you it would fill up. See,
the jar of values, everybody, is full.
Jar of values is full.
The jar of values has been full.
You don't have to stop.
If my cup overflows, then more values are still there. They're just off the table onto the floor. I have to pick up those values and put them in later. Yeah, I'm not.
It doesn't blow them away.
I'm trying to make some sense, guys. I really am. But after chugging 2 beers that all started from the birthday boy, reset your cup and it fills again. What if I don't want to reset my cup? I like my cup looking full. Would you prefer a full cup or an empty cup?
You got to reset it. No, that's actually he's right. Because even when I would be playing piano at a bar or something like that, when your jar gets full, you take everything out except like $1 or $2. And then it can refill again. People see a full jar, they don't want to fucking tip.
All right. I'll reset the damn jar.
Reset the jar, man.
Jesus crackers. I made that one up.
On a cracker.
I don't even know how to actually reset it. Refresh cache. Maybe that did it. I think that did it. Did it? Yep, there it is. I emptied the cup, guys.
New cup.
New cup. That cup is gone. It's gone.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, I still have some beer left, so if you want to tip again, I'll finish it.
I have another whole fridge full right next to me. I'll keep, as long as we keep getting bits, I'll gladly do it. I don't care. Doesn't bother me.
Later today, we
If
find
it-
out that Omnislash has died of liver cancer.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's just wrong. All right, now he's just being a dick. I mean, I appreciate it, but he's being.
You know what I'm gonna have to do, Harmack. You know what I'm gonna have to do. Well, as soon as I get my mic fixed here. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I gotta tighten up that screw.
He's gonna do it. Oh God. This cup running over again.
Dr. Disrespect has a gimmick, and so do I. I've told you once, and I've told you twice.
Asshole aviators.
Don't. If you're gonna fill the cup, wait, the cup is full again. You see the cup is full?
Yes, I do.
I can't reset the cup.
Why?
I don't know. It's just it was reset, and now it's full again because Shale 101 donated 100 bits. I guess.
What? It only allows you to reset once? That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. There's a better way to reset it. Let me know.
Oh my God! Hang on, I got a drink for that though. Hang on.
Let me reset the jar again. I mean, look, I'm not complaining. If I have to dump the jar, I'll dump the jar.
There you go. Yeah.
Manage jar.
He's trying to figure this out, folks.
There.
There we go.
It should come back as an empty freaking jar. There we go.
And
We
there
gotta
it
get
is.
we gotta get into our topic tonight.
You got to get a bigger jar.
I might have to put a bigger jar on the page. I've never seen the jar of values overflow.
I've never seen
like
it fill
that.
up once, let alone twice. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yes, I know. Well, okay. If I scene transition, that it's gonna go to something else. You know, if I scene transition, it will go to this. You're gonna get a big screen of Harmack. Do you really want that?
Hi.
Do you really want that?
Do you really want that in your screen? I mean, I don't even want that in my screen, and
Do
I
you
see
really
it every
want
day.
that? Yeah, so Shale wants it. All right.
Man,
Well, thank you for the bits. That's very,
thank you guys very much. You are really generous.
very,
Oh, we
very
are
generous
just-
tonight. I'm
just two
slurring my
losers
words now.
at
Very
Steam.
generous tonight. What were you saying, Harmack?
We're just two losers at stream. You don't. It's just
Speak for
weird to me.
yourself.
No, I'll admit it.
I'm just messing.
Shit.
I'm just messing with you.
I'm
So
a man, and I can admit this shit.
a couple weeks ago, we talked about, we were just rambling off a few games, and we came up with this discussion of what games did you come across in your life, whether they were gifted to you, whether you bought them on a whim, or whether you heard about this game for a long time and you bought it and then you played it and you instantly regretted it. That's how this whole
Yes.
conversation started. So we had a whole list of these games
Yep.
that we brought up a few weeks ago, and a lot of you in the chat actually listed your own, and we read those on the stream. But then we have another topic, which was kind of like the polar opposite of the whole thing, is what games did you purchase on a whim or were gifted, knew nothing about, and you found out that it was one of the greatest gaming experiences you've ever had. So we pitched that question for this week. I came up with a list of games. Harmack also has a list of games.
Yes, I do.
So if you have your own games and you're chatting with us tonight, go ahead and shout those out and we'll read them. Just have a reason, give backstory if you want to. Like, did you buy it, not know what it was? Was it an accidental purchase? Was it a gift? And why was it something that you fell in love with? Like, why did you really like it? So I have a list here. Harmack, do you want to go first, or
Sure.
you want me to start? It's up to you.
Let me pull up my list. Sure.
All right, I got my list here in front of me.
All right,
But
now,
before we get to the list, we have 100 bits
yeah,
in the jar of values from Mr.
he's
Shale.
doing it on purpose.
I'm telling you, this guy's transferring money from his bank account so he can buy bits.
He's laundering money through the jar of value.
He's right now trying to find money. Look at the jar. The jar's at the jar go.
Oh, that's it for that beer. Wow. Okay. Whew.
You know,
hey,
you know,
Al,
Shale.
you gotta reset the jar again, man.
What was that again?
You gotta reset the jar again.
Wow, it actually didn't. It didn't actually reset that time.
Oh,
I did a full scene change, and that scene change did not reset the jar. What I have to do is go to the properties of the jar, and that takes a while for whatever reason.
no, it's probably because it's under a bunch of submenus, but yeah. But while you're doing that, I'll go through the first
go
game.
ahead and kick us off here.
Yeah, I'll kick us off. Just so you guys know, a lot of these games, I'd be playing at a friend's house. I didn't actually own a video game system until I actually was like in high school. So my parents couldn't afford one. So basically, any of these games, with the exception of like 2 of them, are ones that I was talked into playing and didn't think I'd like it, but ended up liking it. The first one would be, as strange as it may seem, is Dragon Warrior. That was my first RPG, and to me it was, I mean, this is coming from playing Mario and Excite Bike and shit like that, to seeing something like this, which was like a text-based game, not technically text-based, but you know what I mean. I ended up finding out I freaking really liked the game. I mean, compared by today's standards, it sucks, but back then, man, I mean, this was an amazing game. It was a lot of fun. So
I thought about that game, and of course, my favorite series, Final Fantasy. I thought about putting one of those on my list, but the issue with that is when I first played Dragon Warrior, it was at a friend's house, and he owned the game, so I can't count it. It wasn't a game that I bought or received.
See, I have to. I don't have a choice.
That's fine, but I'm not going to count it. And then when I originally got Final Fantasy 1, I originally did not like it because I did not understand it. It wasn't until I played Final Fantasy 2 later on, and then I realized how again, I'm like 8, 9 years old at the time, so I wasn't really picking it up. Like, I wasn't a hardcore RPG gamer.
You're talking about 2/4, correct?
Yeah, 2/4. So once I figured out how to play Final Fantasy 2/4, Final Fantasy 4 is what it really is, I eventually went back and then completed the original Final Fantasy and found out I really liked the game.
Yeah.
But that game was hard as balls, though. Like, I would not recommend playing the NES cart today.
Well, you can. I've done it. I've done it numerous times. But the thing is that
God damn it. Scales 175 has contributed 10 bits into the jar of values. Harmack, you can go get another beer. I'll go back and read the chat, and then we'll do our next game.
Oh, God damn it. All right, hold on.
So that's fine. Harmack is getting up, guys.
Thank you.
Just go get it, Harmack. Hurry up. Oh my God, it can't. The stream can't keep up. The jar can't keep up with these bits.
Oh my God. You're gonna have to tell me what we owe when I get back. Son of a bitch.
I have never seen the jar of values get this much activity in one single stream. Thank you, guys. This is very nice. I'm gonna go back and read the chat if I can scroll up over all these Pride Heart bits here. Let's see here. Shale, do you know what games I love? I love the game of Fill the Cup. That's not a real game. Shale. Phil says Rocket League is mine. You know what? I thought about putting Rocket League on the list, but I didn't. I guess I could have put it on there. It would have made sense. I didn't because it wasn't a purchase that I made and it wasn't gifted to me. So I guess I just didn't. But yeah, Rocket League was a game that I did not even know anything about. I knew it was a PS Plus title, and I was like, and I knew it was a sequel to a game on the PS3 that was also originally once a PS Plus title. So then I remember we played it as a group, and I'm like, this game is awesome. Let's see. I sold my Pokemon gum badge for that 100 bits. That's where Shell got the money. Phil says, any overflow, it's shots time. No, I don't have anything to do shots with anyway.
I don't have anything for
I
shot.
have nothing for shots here, unless you count this 40 proof or 35 proof bottle of coconut rum.
What the hell was donated while I was gone?
We had Scales 175 with 10 bits or 50 bits. No, 10 bits.
Okay.
And then we had Shale 101 with another 5 bits at the end of that one. He also
What did you see Phil do?
Phil did 50 bits.
All right, hang on.
So Shale says Al's upset the Jar of Values is getting more action than he does. Well, you know.
You know what? There could be a truth to that, but you know what? That's all right.
Who cares at this point?
All right. Well, okay. So did you go with one of your games yet?
I did not. I was waiting for you guys to come back, or you to come back specifically.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Phil says this is also a game of 2 guys, 1 bit cup. Good one, buddy.
You're a sick prick. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go way back here.
All right.
Oh, Thank you. I'll get to that in 1 second here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this first. Raven, our girl Raven has donated 100 bits.
Raven.
Oh,
damn it! Thank you.
Has given us the bits. Thank you, Raven. That is very kind of you. And I will stop what I am doing and do this
great person
right now. If you're just tuning in, this is I don't know. This is supposed to be a just chatting show.
It's become a fucking, what do they call those? Telethon.
and it's turned into a telethon.
It's for Jerry.
Hey, what will these idiots do if you give them bits? Hey, they'll drink beers. Oh, what a concept!
It's for Harmack kids. Okay.
Harmack kids. I can't wait to go up to my wife when this show is over. She'll be like, "You're drunk," and I'll be like, "I had to do it for the show. I mean, the just chatting."
Hell's gonna face plant. She'll be like, "That's it. You're done." Then you'll show her all the bits. And
Then
she'll be like,
say,
right,
I can't call it a show. It's just chatting.
So she's gonna go.
Thank you.
We've got another 100 bits from Shale 101 that have just come in.
Jesus Christ.
The bits are just overflowing from the cup right now.
You gotta reset the cup.
I gotta have to reset the jar again because they just keep going off the side. Might as well wait because we got Scales 175 with another 10 bits.
What the hell?
This is freaking insanity, guys.
Now, damn it, Scales. I love you, but damn it, you're freaking awesome.
Scales, Scales has a lot of making up to do since he wasn't here all week. I think Scales.
That is true.
Scales may need some type of video game anonymous group or something. Like to.
You know what I was just thinking? Something that you thought you might never hear your wife say when she finds out how many bits you've gotten. Honey, you need to drink more.
By the way, I figured. Yeah, really. I actually showed her, and this is thanks to you guys. I actually showed her that I had a Twitch payout.
Yeah, you did? Wow, good for you.
On my channel a couple days ago. Like, I showed her, I'm like, this is what my 2 hours a night is doing for us. And she goes, well, maybe you should make it 3 hours a night. I'm like, maybe I should.
Now you tried, but she was yelling at you that you don't spend enough time with
Yeah, I was getting yelled at first, like, oh, this is 2 hours every night and Friday too. And I politely responded, honey, Friday's not a show. It's a just chatting.
It's a just chatting. We are forbidden to call it a show.
Can't call it a show.
Certain powers that be that will rename unnamed.
And I'm obviously blowing that up out of proportion. No one has ordered me not to call it a show. I just am making sure we're just chatting with our followers and talking about our weeks.
We don't want feathers furled. Don't want that to happen.
We're just chatting with the kind people that get us to drink for their bits and waste their time on a Friday night to hear what we have to say about a topic we can't even get to.
Yeah. Now, do you want to try your game? I did one.
All right, I got one right here. And again, I'm going in order from oldest to newest.
Okay.
Now I'm sure there was NES games that I got on a whim. In fact, I'll name one right now. I just thought of one.
All right.
It's a game called Guerrilla War on the NES. And no, it does not feature a bunch of gorillas fighting, as I thought it would when I opened it up when I was a child. When I first got the game, I thought Guerrilla War meant, oh, it's a bunch of gorillas going to be fighting each other. No, it's a war game. And the reason why I got this game is because on my Christmas list that year was Contra, which was a very, very, very popular game at that time. So popular that there was a cartridge shortage around that time, and games were in high demand that year. So you could not find certain titles such as Contra. So I discovered this when I was talking to my parents later on. They said that when they tried to get me Contra, because they knew how much I wanted it, but they did not have Contra in stock. So the guy who worked at the KB Toys counter,
KB Toys, there's a blast from the past,
recommended this game because he said it was kind of like it. And so my parents got it for me. And when I played it, I never heard of this game. Again, I thought it was two gorillas fighting. It ended up being a very close resemblance of Contra. It's an overhead game. And I beat it within the first 2 hours that I owned the game because it had unlimited continues.
Oh, nice.
But it had two players at the same time, so me and my brother were able to play. I remember we finished it on Christmas Day, and I was like, that game was fun. It's not a game I even expected to be good, but I really like this game, and it's still in my collection today, and I still play it every once in a while. It was a game that came out of nowhere and it blew me away, and it was a gift. So going in chronological order, that is my first game.
Wow. My next one would be Killer Instinct.
Really?
I was never good at your typical fighting games like Street Fighter and stuff like that. I was never good at. I'm still not. But the one game that I really, because it required a shit ton of moves and stuff like that I didn't think I would ever like, I ended up loving. I mean,
so which version are you putting on here? Are you talking about the
SNES?
The SNES, okay, because I know you like the Xbox one too, which is actually very different.
That's very different and it's more user friendly. Whereas the other one, it just, for some reason, like I still don't know what buttons to push most of the time. Most of the time, it's just I base it on rhythm is basically what I'm doing. And for some reason, me and that game just went together like peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots, so, PB and J.
Or PB and J. Yeah, we went together like that, and I ended up loving that game so much so that I beat the game. I was like, this is awesome. So yeah, that would be my second one.
All right. So I got another one. And again, if you guys got games, the topic here is games that you received either as a gift or you purchased them. You were kind of unaware of what the game was. You just went out on a whim because you either heard about it or you just saw it look cool and you found out it was one of the best gaming experiences you've had, or just a game you really liked. It can be anywhere in that degree.
It doesn't have to be that epic.
It doesn't have to be that epic, right? But if it is, name it off.
Right.
The next one I had was Uniracers on the Super Nintendo.
I've heard of that.
It was a game. I saw in a magazine, and all I saw was a bunch of unicycles racing on a side-scrolling platform. But it was like, it looked faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. They said it was faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. And back then, you got to remember, there was the Bit Wars going on, and there was the whole SNES versus Genesis feud. And the whole Genesis side was saying, Genesis has less processing, and Super Nintendo can never move that fast. And then they had this claim about this game where they claimed it was faster than Sonic. I'm like, I have to see this. So I went out, and actually, the game was like $29 when it came out. I went and bought it with my paper route money. My paper route money. And
paper route. No one can do that anymore.
With my paper route money. And then I got it home. Steve from the Escape Show that we used to do was there with me, and we played it. And we played that game for 4 hours straight, setting all the records in the game. And Steve actually found a game that he was extremely good at, and this was it, Uniracers. So for $29, it was one of my favorite games on the SNES that I knew nothing about going into it. That made my number 2 on the list.
Genesis does what Nintendo
Until you
don't.
play Uniracers, which actually goes faster than Sonic.
And then Nintendo shut them up. What are they doing nowadays? Making games for the competition? Yeah.
Let's go to the chat real quick here before we go on to your next game here.
Oh, sure.
Shale is telling UNC Phil to fill the damn cup, but he's saying FIL the damn cup. Raven says, I don't have any of the old games I had growing up. It doesn't matter if you don't have the old games you had when you were growing up. Just put what you remember. I mean, if you remember something that resonated with you, just keep it to a game. This week it's just a game that you got and you weren't expecting, and you ended up really liking.
Yeah, you don't need to own it anymore. Just from what you remember, even if it's from your childhood. Seriously.
Yeah, just any games you can remember, and we'll read them out here because so far we only have Rocket League from Phil, and that was a most recent game. Skills 175 says Softball Slam. All right, what was that out on? I gotta look that one up. That does sound familiar. Softball Slam. Oh.
There was one, speaking of that, it actually reminded me of a game. I'm just going to throw in an honorable mention here.
You talking about Sammy Sosa Softball Slam on the PS1?
I think that's what he's talking
Thank
about.
you.
Yeah.
That'd have to be it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we've got bits coming in from Phil. That is 25 bits. From
Thank you,
UNC Phil. Thank you to the birthday boy, UNC Phil.
Birthday boy. Oh.
Next week we're gonna have some sort of beer anthem because I'm not sure if that song is gonna get us DMCA.
We'll find out. We'll find out when you upload it.
We'll find out when it hits YouTube later on. That's the be all end all.
But the one thing that Scales just said, he's saying that was
Sammy Sosa. Yes.
Yeah. There was my buddy liked to play RBI baseball, the original on PlayStation, on NES. And I hated it because he would kick my ass every time. And then another friend of mine introduced me to this one game, and it was
Thank you.
It was basically after that.
And there goes the bits, the jar of values again.
Look at
it. Look at it. It's just.
This is good.
Look, one just flew off the side right into the Slash Streams logo. I got an easy way to get rid of the cup now and refresh it, so I don't have to change screens or anything anymore.
Oh, you should have at least let him watch it fill up, man.
Man. What were you saying, Harmack? Or did you forget? Oh, we got to do the bits.
I know, that's what I was drinking. No, a buddy of mine introduced me. Now, I was kind of baseballed out at this point. A buddy of mine introduced me to a game. Huh?
That's 3 down.
A buddy of mine introduced me to a game called Baseball Simulator 1000.
Oh, I remember that game. I remember that game.
Was actually a fun damn game.
You're right
Better
about
than
that.
I thought it was going to be. Yeah, where you could like change up the attributes of your players and shit like that. I really liked that game.
See, I was a bases loaded guy.
See, I couldn't get into that because you had to figure out where the ball was going and up, down, or in the middle.
I was a bases loaded guy. We were a bases loaded family for a long time, and then finally, I think we shifted to like Ken Griffey Jr. baseball on the Super Nintendo.
Oh wow, damn!
But yeah, bases loaded, man. That was I had bases loaded 1, 2. I think I bought 3 like after the Super Nintendo already came out. And I didn't like Super Bases Loaded at all. That was on Super Nintendo. I was like, this game blows. I don't know what they did to it.
I mean, I've seen what they've done with baseball games now. They look freaking amazing, but yeah.
The show is ridiculous. It's very real. And then there's a couple of arcade baseball games out there that do pretty good too.
All right, let me go to my third game.
All right, Harmack, your third. Again, if you just tuned in, this is games that you've either purchased or got as a gift that you had no idea about, like what they were. You got them on a whim, and you ended up really enjoying them.
We were talking about this one earlier. Mine actually was Contra. I didn't think I was going to like it.
How did you not know what Contra was? I had a bunch of friends.
I didn't have we were pretty damn poor when I was a kid. So I number one, didn't have a Nintendo, let alone Nintendo Power.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what games, what games were good, which games were bad. And a buddy of mine said, you got to try this game. I'm like, what is it? He's like, oh, it's like, like kind of think of it as like almost like a Vietnam War, but like with aliens and stuff like that. I'm like,
dude, there's no words for Contra. Contra was just amazing.
Yeah, he said it was just amazing. You'll like it. I'm like, oh crap. All right. And that's when I was first taught the Contra code.
Absolutely.
And he's like, there, now you got 30 lives, man. You'll kick it. I'm like,
absolutely.
All right. And I went into it just really not giving a shit. And I found like every time you could upgrade the gun, I was just like, oh dude. And still to this day, favorite gun, spreader gun, man. Spreader gun all the way.
I actually like the F gun too a little bit though. It was like a laser in the first one. The flame gun.
The flame gun.
Flame gun. Yep. I like the flame gun because it actually did some damage. I'm gonna read all these other games that you guys are also shouting out here in just a minute because now we're actually getting responses. So I'm very happy about that. Keep shouting your games out. We will read them. TP Poker just had a hell of a one that I actually am going to put on my list right now because I completely forgot about that game. You know what? I'm gonna let TP Poker have that one. I'm not even gonna take it from him. I forgot. It's my bad. I'll talk about it when we get there. So again, going in chronological order here, I'm moving on to the N64 now, and this was a big game that actually kind of got me into wrestling.
Aren't you gonna read the chat? I thought you were gonna read the chat.
Oh, I'm gonna do my game and then read the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That game is WCW NWO World Tour. So here's the whole reason I still watch wrestling today. I don't know why, but here's the reason. So this is in the height of the Attitude Era, or actually right when it was starting. Yeah, WCW versus WWF, that whole thing that went down. This game, I just bought an N64, and we were looking. The N64 was in our house was a multiplayer system. It's when I had friends over on the weekends. This is what we went to play because I had 4 controller ports, and this is what we were playing. So we would go to Blockbuster Video all the time, and I'd find multiplayer games to rent. And the games were so slim pickings on that system at the time. I just picked whatever was out there and rented it. So I'm like, a wrestling game. Not too familiar with wrestling, but I'll try it. We took it home. My God, we played that game for probably 6 hours. It was just nonstop. Like, I've never seen a game. It was like everything I loved. It was a fighting game where you fought each other, you took each other out of the ring, you grabbed chairs from under the ring, beat each other with chairs until you bled. Like, this game had everything, and I loved it. I was somewhat familiar with the wrestlers. I'd watched WWF in the mid-'90s with my grandfather when he was alive, so I knew some of the wrestlers a little bit that had defected to WCW, but my brother played it with me, and my brother also loved the game, and he actually started watching Monday Nitro, which was a WCW show, and that's where I started watching wrestling with him. And then I got the job with Mike, that I used to do the Escape Show with, and they all watch wrestling there, and so like I kind of kept watching it just to learn about it, and here I am, still a wrestling fan today somehow. So the reason why I'm a wrestling fan is because of WCW NWO World Tour, a game I had no idea about when I rented, and ended up buying the game and still have it to this day in that room with the box.
Nice.
So let's go to the chat because there's a lot of chat movement here.
Yeah, let's go with it.
All right. So we've got, let's see, we were talking about baseball games a little bit ago here. And somebody had mentioned Baseball Simulator 1000. And then Phil said Baseball Stars was awesome too. I made an entire team with all my friends in it. I remember that game. Another good NES baseball game was called Base Wars. It was with robots.
I never played that.
It was with robots.
I've heard of it. I never played it.
Yep, it was with robots. It was very good. TP Poker, a game that I wasn't expecting much from that ended up being fantastic was Sleeping Dogs. I played that, dude. It was, to me, it was like a Chinese Grand Theft Auto, which is nothing wrong with that. But I liked it at first, and then I just kind of stopped playing it. I probably need to get back to it at some point. Phil even said, yeah, that game fucking rocked. Shale says Harmack couldn't get into that because the only thing he could get to first base with was his drunk cousin, and that was it. Harmack, do you have any comment to that?
What?
Shale says that the only thing you could get to first base with at that time was your cousin. Do you have any comment to that?
I don't. I know it's an insult.
There you have it, folks. It's an insult from Shale.
Trust me,
Surprise.
I don't hit on any cousins. That's gross. That's just all I hear banjos when that shit happens.
Here's the game that TP Poker mentioned here, Onimusha for the PS2.
I never played that. I heard of it though.
It had a Capcom. It was a big Capcom time back in that era. Like they had Resident Evil. I think Code Veronica had just come out around that time. There's a lot of good games they were making, and so they had this game called Onimusha, which ran off that same Resident Evil engine. So I'm like, well, why wouldn't I not like this game? And so I bought it, and I ended up loving that game. And I even bought the remaster on the PS4, and I intend to stream that at some point pretty soon. So TP Poker, if you liked Onimusha, you might see it on my stream at some point soon. That was a fantastic game, awesome game.
All right, now mine.
I got a little bit more, Harmack. There's still more here. We got some other
Oh
chatters.
shit! Sorry,
Shale
I'm
said,
a blind guy. I thought he was done.
Shale said Forsaken 64.
I never heard of it. I mean, I've heard of Forsaken.
I remember Forsaken 64. I rented that game back in the day. Forsaken was a PC game, and 64, of course, was the 64 port, and it was decent. I like Turok though. Turok was a great multiplayer game. It was a good game. I knew what I was expecting, but Turok was one of my favorite ones around that time. But Forsaken was good too. All right, Harmack, go on with your next one. If you got more in the chat, shout them out because we will read them.
Definitely. The next one might surprise Al for as much as I'm a fan of it. The original Final Fantasy. A friend of mine owned it. He had just gotten it. It was a game I had never heard of. I had just done Dragon Warrior, and I thought that was, I knew at that time that there was another one coming out, so I was kind of holding out for it. And Final Fantasy comes out. He's like, "You gotta try this game, Final Fantasy." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "It's a lot like Dragon Warrior." And I was like, so all of my mind was thinking of is it's a clone. It's gonna suck. And I literally started playing it. He's like, "Just give it a try." So I gave it a try, and the thing I think I liked the most about that game was number one, it was more in depth than the original Dragon Warrior by far. Number two, the music in it for an 8-bit system was amazing, and I was just drawn in to it really well. And the fact that you could play with 4 characters and you could name them all, I thought that was really cool. And
that game was awesome.
Since then, I've been Final Fantasy, and I never looked back.
Yep.
So that game actually won me over and made me literally a Final Fantasy fanboy in a sense.
Yep.
So
how many more games do you have left, Harmack?
I have one.
One. All right, I'm gonna choose one just so we can move on.
Yeah.
This is the most recent one. I'm gonna skip to that because I had a whole list, but I'm gonna skip to this one. The most recent one that I purchased on a whim, and it was because of producer Eric actually, who is upstairs in his virginity lab,
vape
chamber. In the vape chamber. He had recommended this game to me. It was on a PS4 sale. I have a love-hate relationship with Final Fantasy Tactics. It was a game I played in the 90s on the PlayStation. There was times I really hated that game. It made me pull literally my hair out of my head. I broke a controller on it.
And you say I get frustrated at my game.
I've never broke a controller, but I literally snapped one over my knee. I was so mad at that fucking game. And my knee hurt for days after that. By the way, but I just literally I took it and I snapped it like over my leg. And like I eventually beat the game, and then when I beat the game, I was like, okay, I like this game a lot. This is one of my favorites. So producer Eric recommended I play Children of the Zodiacs, which is on the PS4. It is a tactical turn-based game it borrows a lot from Final Fantasy Tactics, but it also employs a dice system. You roll dice as you play, And the dice will either give you perks if you roll high numbers, or will give you bad things if you roll red numbers.
I think I remember seeing you play that.
Yes, it was it ended up.
You were trying to get the platinum for it.
I did get the platinum for it.
Game and shit, right?
Yep, I did get the platinum for it. I really ended up loving that game. It was very difficult, and it took probably about a month or so. But I tweeted the developer my platinum trophy, and they retweeted it. And so like I always like follow them on Twitter, and I'm waiting for them to maybe like announce a second one, because I played other like Final Fantasy Tactics like games where they're tactical based RPGs, but I've never played one that threw a dice into the mix and actual cards. All your attacks were done by cards. So it was like a card game and a dice game and a tactical RPG. It was really awesome.
Wow. What are they saying in the chat? Anything?
We got a lot of people talking in the chat. We've got what about Deception 2? I've never played Deception 2.
Same here.
That was a PC game. I've never, in the history of me gaming, I've never had a very powerful PC. And I don't know why. Let me see here. We're talking about Phil here. I'm trying to read comments relevant to the subject. Shadow Casual said, I'll have to try it. I'm getting into tactical games. Yes. If you liked Final Fantasy Tactics or anything like it, that would be a game for you to try if you want something modern. It's a little indie developer too that made it. They did a really good job. I think they just put it on the Switch not too long ago too. But I was addicted to that game. Like I played that. It was the only thing I played for like a month back in November, December of last year. It was the only thing I played. Was that game. And I don't think producer Eric has yet to platinum it. I think he stopped playing it. I'm not gonna lie, it gets hard. There's some parts where it gets really hard. But no, he says Deception 2 was a PS1 game. I may have played it, but I was pretty confident it was a PC game. But all right, so that you have one more?
Last one.
Last one from Harmack.
People were begging me to stream it for my Let's Play, and I was just really hesitant. And finally, I was forced into it because it was a free download. It was actually BioShock.
Really?
I did not, because I had heard of the game, and I think I was hearing more people talk about BioShock 2, and I just pretty much lumped it into like the same thing. And I heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it sucks. It's not that great. It's just a ripoff and whatever." And I was like, "What? I don't know what they're ripping off. Probably a game I never played before."
Mm-hmm.
And everyone just kept saying, "You got to do BioShock, man. Play BioShock. Seriously, you won't regret it. Play Bio." And so it became free for PS Plus, their collection. And I was like, well, it's free. I got nothing to lose, I guess.
Yeah.
And I started off the game, and I'd have to say about maybe 5 to 10 minutes in, I was enjoying the game. I was just like, holy crap, this is so much better than I thought. And then it dawned on me when I played 2. That's where it came from. Because I played through 2, and yeah, 2 is a total ripoff of 1. It's a quick money grab. So my request to anybody is, if you're going to be playing, BioShock, skip 2. It's not even worth it. It has nothing to do with the story. It's horrible.
If you're gonna play the trilogy, play Infinite, BioShock 1, and then BioShock 2. Actually, play Infinite and then the DLC, which I'm trying to get Harmack to play, and then BioShock 1, because it bleeds right into each other. Harmack, we have another donation into the Jar of Values,
and that is
from the birthday boy. UNC Phil has donated 25 bits into the Jar of Values. Sir, happy birthday. He should be getting birthday bits sent to him, or birthday drinks or something. This guy's got a birthday tomorrow.
Yeah. Happy birthday, sir.
I did get Phil some 3 months of PS Now for him to try out.
You'll like it.
That way we can play That way we can hopefully play some golf later on, assuming we can both make it.
Game, Phil. Watch Phil lose his shit.
It's a great game. I'm gonna read the chat here real quick here. Phil says, no, I bought a football game for $19.99 back in the day that still to this date is the greatest football game ever made. And that is ESPN NFL 2K5. Dude, I 110% agree with you. I've only bought one other football game since then. No, and that was Madden 17 only because I bought it for $7. And it was something for me and Richardson to play on a drunken Saturday.
Yeah.
We wanted some football game on the PS4, and that's what we bought. It was $7. It was okay. But the problem with EA and Madden is they just have never revolutionized anything. NFL 2K5, it was not only a great football game, but you could import your own music into the game if you had the Xbox version. You could set the music to go off when people fumble or first down. You could have, like, what we did is we had all these tracks for like Avril Lavigne and all these like sappy ass music tracks. If you fumble the ball, like I think one of her songs has something like It's a Damn Cold Night or something like that. It would play that when you fumbled the ball. Ask Del Griffith about it. He was around during the time.
I would have put Britney Spears' "Oops, I Did It Again."
There was another really terrible song. I think it was by her too. If You Say Nothing at All or something like that was the name of the song.
Yeah, if you say nothing, then if you don't say nothing at all.
Yeah, something like that. But it played when you got a fumble, and it was like this. You'd be playing the game, and it was this fucking like stupid pop music that would go off when you fumble, and you're like, ugh. But it was designed to insult the person who fumbled. I'm not like most girls when you throw an interception. Yeah. Well, dude, I haven't updated that playlist since like 2007. But I will tell you, to this day, I have my original Xbox right down here. It's literally right there. It is hooked up via a component cable into my current HD TV. Looks great. It's modded with the 2 terabyte hard drive, and I still can play 2K5 with all the modded songs and everything.
That's
fantastic. Awesome. But my DVD-ROM drive unfortunately does not work, as all of them are crap. I replaced it once too, and
you can take it apart and replace it.
You can, but you have to buy a certain drive, and then you have to flash. Or something crazy I had to do. Like I had to mount it to the board and run some like app on my PC that would somehow trick it into flashing to the motherboard. Because the motherboard like only has like one type of CD-ROM drive or DVD-ROM drive it'll use. I had to go through this whole rigorous process just to get this other drive in, and I'm like, I'm never gonna do that again. So I just threw a 2 terabyte hard drive in there, and I just run all the games off the hard drive. I ripped all my discs when the drive was working. So that's... And
it'd probably be a lot easier nowadays.
And if you have an old school Xbox too, you should probably take out that little capacitor in there that operates your clock, because if you don't, one of these days it's going to explode and it's going to ruin your Xbox.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look at it. Yeah, take it apart for a second and look at the capacitor. If it's bulging, get it out of there. No,
you need to take it out anyway. It's a ticking time bomb. If it hasn't gone now,
it's a faulty capacitor.
It's a faulty capacitor. I don't know what they were thinking when they put this capacitor in there, but over time, the thing will actually blow up and leak everywhere all over your motherboard, and it will ruin the board.
For anybody who does not know what a capacitor is, it's those little circle things you see in the board. Yeah, you take them out. It's pretty simple.
You just take a little pair of pliers and just wiggle it back and forth and yank it out, and that's it. It still boots without it. Yep. Sounds like Harmack's ex-girlfriend. She would blow at any time. Wow. Damn.
Shut up. Your mom's like a vacuum cleaner. Sucks, blows, and gets laid in the closet. Anyway,
speaking of bad jokes, let's get ready for the TP Poker Nia Jax joke of the week.
Don't play it because we need to make sure the beer song isn't copyrighted.
Well, here's the thing: is I kind of have to because it's embedded in the intro. But well, I can maybe pull some magic
or something if you can.
That is not the right one I wanted to do. That's not even the right one.
Welcome to State of the Stream.
That's not even the right one. Hang on. Let me try that again. I hit the wrong fucking transition button here.
Oh, it's playing. There you go.
All right, there we go. All right, so I dimmed it like right away. I don't know if they'll catch that or not.
No, that is too quick.
Who knows what'll happen? So each week
with that's anal, dude.
Each week in our chat, our buddy TP Poker, every time he comes in either myself or Harmack's stream, he will come in there and he will drop a Nia Jax joke. So he was doing it so often, I eventually told him, bro, you're going to have to take these Nia Jax jokes and pick one and use that as your Nia Jax joke of the week. Yes. And what we do is we vote if the joke was good or not. Unless we have a better poll.
Thank you.
But no, we'll get 25 bits instead. 25 bits from
Son of a bitch.
From UNC Phil.
God, Phil, I love you.
Happy birthday, Phil. We love you, buddy.
Oh.
So I know Poker is in here. I'm waiting I'm waiting for his weekly joke. He will post that in the chat. I better get my actual polling system ready because I remember I got caught off guard with that last time. All right, here we go. Are you guys ready for the Nia Jax joke of the week?
Let's go.
From Mr. TP Poker. Nia Jax sat on my iPhone. When she got up, I had an iPad. That would normally not be that funny, but when I've had to drink for as many bits
same here
as I have tonight, now that is hilarious. All right, so again, the joke is Nia Jax sat on my iPhone. When she got up, I had an iPad.
Yeah, she flattened it more, spread it out. It's an iPad now. Love it. I love it.
All
Damn
right.
it, that was good.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Shit. That was funny.
We're gonna do a poll here. Do you like Nia Jax's joke about sitting on an iPhone and it becoming an iPad? We have yes
and
no, and we always have to do the third option. GTFO nerd. All right, so you guys ready?
You know somebody's gonna hit number 3 just to be a jackass.
Oh, I know. Someone always does. It's always gonna happen here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kick off the poll. You're gonna have 3 options in the chat. You're gonna type 1, 2, or 3. We're gonna get our little poll music here. By the way, I forgot we had the Shadowcaster in, which is also AKA known as Psycho.
Yes.
Psycho Chips. All right, so here we go. We're gonna play our music here for the poll, and your poll should be going live right now. Do you like Nia Jax's joke about sitting on an iPad and it becoming an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
He claims he also has one more joke. I'm gonna give that one a like. I like that one. That was good.
That was funny. I don't care.
That was good. So I think what we'll do is give this one another minute or so.
Yeah.
We'll give it one more minute. And then he also has another joke. If you have not voted yet, please type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. I know you guys are still there.
Don't be afraid. It's just one number.
We got 1 from Phil. TP Poker already gave away his other joke, even while this current joke is getting voted on.
Well, we'll have to see what it's like after this.
I'll read it here in just a second. Even though it's on your screen right now, technically. Alright, I think we're... All right, we're done with the poll. Let's get the results here. I don't know, a little bit. I think a lot of people just are lurking tonight.
Yeah.
We had a 100%.
Nice.
Oh, now TP Poker just voted 1 on his own poll.
You're a little late, Poker.
Yep, we had 100% likability of that poll. So there you go. Congrats.
Job.
Congrats, TP Poker. Thank you, Shadowcaster, for tuning in, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
Says he's got to go. We're about to wrap things up here shortly anyway.
Yep.
So we have one more quick segment after this. All right. TP Poker's other joke here was I was watching season 1 of Daredevil on Netflix. Naya walked past the TV and I missed the whole series. Damn, that's a lot of episodes. And that's a lot of ass.
That's a hell of an ass.
Yep. All right, guys, you got your about 5-minute warning here. We are going to be probably ending things here in the next few minutes. I want to say I appreciate everybody's...
Right back.
We're going to go where?
Gotta take a leak. I'll be right back.
The beer finally caught up with Harmack. Go ahead, dude.
That and all the water I've been drinking today.
That's fine. I'll go back and catch the chat here. Let me see here. I'm going to go back here just a little bit. All the way back to when Phil donated the bits. Here we go. Infinite was a great game. BioShock Infinite was a great game. I don't know if I liked it better than BioShock 1, but I liked everything else about it. I thought it was fantastic. I liked the whole scenery from Colombia. I thought everything looked great. Play the DLC if you have not played it yet, though. I gotta tell you, man. I played that on my stream this week, and I loved the Burial at Sea episode 1 and 2 DLC. It's definitely worth your time. I will tell you that. I'd like to send him a birthday tits. I think that goes to Phil. That's from TP Poker. Birthday tits. How was that golf game? If you're talking about the Golf Club 2019, it's great. If you have PS Now, definitely download it because it is actually included in PS Now. And you can play it for yourself. It's a great game. There's custom courses. A lot of these people make these ridiculous courses that, like, there's one called The Grinch. If you have the game, just look up a course called The Grinch. There's literally at times when you're teeing off from 200 feet in the air and you have to hit the ball 200 feet down. There's crazy courses like that, but there's also good realistic courses as well. I would say play that game. And if you like it, then invest your time and money into 2K21. Whether you want to buy it at launch when it's going to be $60 or whether you want to wait and buy it later. But at least if you have PS Now, it's free in that subscription. So yeah, the golf game is great. Madden 20 is a great game. That's what TP Poker says. And I believe we are almost caught up here. Shadowcaster says, I'm here till the end. Just congratulating the poll.
Oh, yay.
Oh,
poll.
Okay. Nice. I thought he said got it. I thought the GG was gotta go. Sorry.
We all knew Chips liked the poll.
Chips like the poll. He also says, I just built my PC. This is my...
Thank you.
I'll get to that in a second. Harmack, I hope you had a fresh beer. Shadowcaster says, I just built my PC. This is my entry to PC gaming, and I'm never turning back. I can't cross that bridge, bro. I can't do it. I have thought about it. I know that, it's cool to be a PC gamer, but like, I'm way too invested into PlayStation, first of all, with the trophies and the ecosystem and the purchases. It just would not make any sense for me to go to any other platform. I do own an Xbox too, but I watch like Netflix and TV apps on it. I'm just too heavily invested into the PlayStation. I can't really, if I even went to PC, it would be pointless. So if you're making that jump, congrats. I hope it works out. At least I will say this, that all the Microsoft games, especially in Game Pass, and even Sony's games now are going to the PC. So if you're there, you can get the best of both worlds. As long as you can deal with them treating the PC market like it's second rate. Because that's how I feel they do sometimes. I've seen some games get released, and when they're on the PC, they have a slew of issues. Whereas on the console, they're completely optimized. And
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption comes to mind. I think Borderlands 3, I think, had issues on the PC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games, and that's because these developers make more money on the consoles, and they can DRM everything much easier than on the PC. So they make these PC ports, but sometimes they half-ass them, or there's tons of issues with them, and it's just never been anything I've really wanted to explore. If it's great for you and great for anybody else, hey, power to you. Make it work, because the games are cheaper there. They really are. But I'm probably, for any number of years I have left, probably going to be on the PlayStation ecosystem for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And Nintendo. I buy Nintendo as well. Not that they carry anything over to the next gen, but, you know.
You just have to buy it again.
Yeah. TP Poker says, I am buying 2K21 at launch. That is the golf game. I want to do an online franchise with my buds. I have heard that you can do an online franchise.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm actually expecting that, because my brother and a friend of the show, or I'm sorry, a friend of the Just Chatting show, always play golf on Sunday nights, and we do a league, and we do like our own thing right now. We just play individual courses, but we've been dying for an actual league to be built into that game. So if there's like a season mode or whatever type of league they put in there, then I'm all for that. UNC Phil has cheered 100 bits, Harmack, while you stepped away.
All right.
So we have to make up for those bits.
That'll be it for my beer, but that's perfect timing.
That's beer number 4. That's a record for a stream for me.
Get it.
I don't think I've done 4 beers on a stream like that in a long time.
More than one was a record for me, so we both broke a record. Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for filling the jar of values. I really appreciate it. Multiple times tonight. I've had to empty the jar. I've never had to empty the jar before. But a challenge I threw out earlier is a challenge that nobody beat, at least not for tonight. And he's the reigning, undisputed bit donation champion. That is Chips, aka the Shadowcaster.
That's right.
With 510. His name sits, and every stream I do, his name sits up there in recognition of his golden status.
Yep.
Of being the most to donate the highest number of bits at one time.
That's
and until he is beaten, the Shadowcaster, aka Chips, will sit up there on his throne.
That's right.
Shadowcaster says, I have all 3, Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. I like playing older games too. I actually do have all 3 this gen, and I swore like early last gen that I was not going to buy an Xbox this gen. I was like, I'll probably buy whatever Nintendo puts out, because I cannot play games without Nintendo. I just can't. Like I enjoy Mario Kart, Smash Brothers. I enjoy too much. I have to buy what they put out. Even though some of their stuff is lazy, but I have to buy what they put out. The Xbox One, I initially only bought it because of my brother and one other friend had it, and they wanted to play Rocket League. So that's why I bought an Xbox One. I don't think, in all fairness, I like what they're doing with the Game Pass. If I want to play a game that I don't want to fork money out on the PS4, I'll download it on the Xbox and play it. Case in point, The Outer Worlds. I ended up playing that on the Xbox Game Pass and had a blast. I love that game. But I didn't want to go any further with it because I didn't want to... I'd rather earn trophies and achievements. To be fair,
PlayStation now allows that. That's what I like.
Yeah, so I'm not going to waste my time. I'll buy this on PlayStation when it goes cheap. But this solidified at least me playing it first so that I can kind of know what it is. Our last segment before I go back to the chat here real quick is a little thing we started last week, and it's hashtag Let's Talk About. I'm going to pick one if anybody puts anything down. The first thing that somebody puts down is what we're going to talk about. It's a segment called Let's Talk About. You basically say, let's talk about X, and we'll talk about whatever it is you put down. So if you're in the chat right now, just use let's talk about, and then put whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Shadowcaster. I like playing older games and MMOs. Started with the Old Republic again. We'll see what happens. I've never actually played the Old Republic. Have you played that?
Looks a great game.
Have you played that? You like that game?
Oh my God, is it a good game? Yeah. And the rumor going around is they're going to remaster it.
Oh, I think they are actually. I think you're right.
Because people once Jedi Fallen Order came out, it was everyone kept saying it's just for gameplay wise and stuff like that, it was a lot like it, except that the difference with unlike Jedi Fallen Order in the Old Republic, you could be good or bad. It depends. Kind of like, think of it as kind of like Star Wars meets Infamous in a sense.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was done really well, but it was it was really meant for older PCs and like the Xbox. I mean, it was on the original Xbox or the 360.
I'll look that up. I can probably get a copy of it on. I have either system, so
you can get it on Steam too. So
actually, I think my computer can probably handle that.
Oh yeah, it probably could.
I can play Xbox 360 quality graphics on my gaming PC right now. That's how far back I can go.
But yeah, if they ever do remaster it, I will definitely get it. That game was so much fun.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. And then Shadowcaster said I had the Xbox first, got really bored. 80% of the time, it's used to watch TV. Dude, they really fumbled this gen.
Kind of what OmniSlash does.
They really fumbled. I could not believe. Dude, I could not believe when I watched. And here's how bad they fumbled. The birthday boy OSU Phil, when I first met him, this dude was the biggest Xbox fanboy outside of my brother that I've ever met in my life. This is how bad they fumbled. They had that E3 presentation in 2013, and all they talked about was how the Xbox One was going to be an ultimate media center, and they went to that whole deal with it thing when it came to like the online DRM that was going to be there where your console had to check in every 24 hours or whatever.
Yep.
Like their attitude, talk about a way to blow your stake in the market. You know what I mean? Like they were at that time, Sony was catching up because they had like great games like The Last of Us and good exclusives, which they still have to this day. But then they had that one E3 to just unveil this Xbox One. And not only was it like a lower quality system, it wasn't as good as the PS4 in a technical stance. Mm-hmm. They had like no real good exclusives that anybody cared about. And they were like, oh, you could just use it as a cable box. Sweet. I've never seen anybody blow an E3 like that. And on top of that, they had Don Matrick come out there, a hero to us all, and basically get asked, so what happens if you have people like on a military base or people that can't get internet in the rural Americas? What do you tell them when they try to buy an Xbox One? And his response
I remember this.
His response was, well, we have this great system. It's called the Xbox 360.
Wow. What a douche.
So what did PlayStation do? They had a little ad that they put out during that same week.
So good.
And it was Shuya, the guy, one of the architects of the system. And he handed a game to his buddy and he goes, here's how you trade games on the PS, or how you lend someone a game on the PS4. And he just took a copy of the game and he gave it to him. He goes, here you go. And the guy goes,
thank you.
And the guy goes, thanks. And then that's it. That's all they had to show. It was something so basic since the PS2 era.
I've never seen a quote unquote commercial, I guess you could call it, that was number one, so small yet such a huge bitch slap to the face of Microsoft. I was like, damn, man. Those were fighting words, and it wasn't even fighting. It was hilarious. And
I had an Xbox 360 that gen. Like I played it the first part of that last gen. Like I was all about the 360 for a while, and then I finally
Sony finally caught up.
Sony finally fixed their problems, and they, with the Slim and everything, I finally caught back up, and eventually PS3 became my main. But man, I've never seen somebody blow a lead like that in a console race. But man. I was originally Xbox too. I'm just not to go off on that tangent or anything, but
that's true. But hey, that's Microsoft for you. Microsoft thinks you don't know what you want. They know what you want.
that should have been a let's talk about, but somebody should have just wrote Xbox. All right, so we do have a let's talk about real quick. We have 2 of them. I accepted 2 of them here. So first one is let's talk about Final Fantasy X. That's a random one.
I have not played that game yet, so I don't have much to contribute.
You might have to stream that, dude.
I may.
You might have to stream that. Final Fantasy X. Oh man, I hope I don't get heat from you, Raven. I really hope I don't. Final Fantasy X, in my opinion, in my humble opinion of being a Final Fantasy fan since 1988 or 89, whenever it came out here.
89.
It's the worst one in the series.
Oh.
The voice acting, terrible. Tidus, terrible. Yuna, I liked. Yeah, I liked Yuna. Blitzball, awful. I did try to revisit the game when they put the HD re-release out. And I liked the game. I like the core game. I like the story to me is okay. The characters just drive me insane. And the Blitzball drives me insane. But I could not even this is the one Final Fantasy game I have not platinumed. Because of the amount of the trophies are so damn difficult. But to me, that just the voice acting and just the characters kill it for me. I gotta see what she just wrote something. I gotta see what she says. It's the worst, yes, but I still love it regardless. It was the legit first FF I have ever played. You know what? I'm in the same boat as you. I still love the game. I like the game because it's Final Fantasy, and that series has always held a high regard with me. On the opposite side of the coin, Final Fantasy 12 is one of my favorites. But people hate it because it's not a traditional turn-based game, and it used that gambit system, and people didn't like the story. I personally like the story. I like the characters.
I thought when I played it, I mean, it's not my, Al thinks to him it's his favorite.
It's not my favorite. It's one of my favorites, but it holds a special place in my heart.
When I was done with the game, I mean, it was good, but I was more or less meh about it, and I don't know why. I just didn't. I don't know. Compared to all the other ones I've played, it just didn't click with me as well as the other ones did. It was still fun, but it just wasn't. I don't know.
Poker says no nudity. I'll pass. There was no nudity.
Yeah. No,
Raven says, "Oh my God, Final Fantasy XII's battle system was annoying, but the story was beautiful." I really liked the gambit system. I know it was kind of I guess you could say lazy, but you still, when you went in, what you need to do is play the full game, do all of the hunts and everything. There's some of those bosses where you have to customize that entire gambit list to even survive 2 minutes into that boss fight. And if you fuck it up, you're done. And that's what I liked about it. You had to actually have a strategy going in. How do I want this gambit list to go? And then a couple times I had to look up a guide or look up YouTube. YouTube was brand new at the time, but I had to look up a video on how people were doing this because Zodiac was killing me in 1 minute. And
I have to admit though, probably mine and a lot of people always go with 6 being the best one. And I have to say probably was. But when it comes to when the games got to the PlayStation, to this day, I still consider 8 my favorite. I liked it. Just, I don't know. It just, for some reason, the story really worked with me, and the music was amazing in that game for it being all MIDI based.
That was probably my second least liked game.
See, and that's the thing. You tell somebody you like 8, and you'll either get, oh man, yeah, me too, or ew, really?
It was fine for what it was, but man, I'm just when you looking back, it had a lot of issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't find any. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
That's the beautiful thing about that series is to each their own. There's no wrong answer here. There's really no wrong answer. Raven also says, to be honest, 15's open world system is legit. The best thing about it, the story is bomb though. But I love an open world combat system. makes me immersed AF. See, I disagree with the 15 story. Like the story like dropped off. Where it dropped off was the time jump. That is where things went to shit, in my opinion. When you're, and she probably knows what I'm talking about. I won't spoil anything, but there's a part of the game that turns into like a survival horror like area where you're by yourself. And then you get to the end of that, and then there's a 10-year time jump. And when you come out of the time jump, you're like, what the fuck just happened here? And she even said it. It's confusing. And then you learn that the game has gone 10 years. I won't say past or future, but it's gone 10 years. And you have to like figure out what's happened and why it's happened. And then after that, the game just ends. I could spend a whole show talking about this topic. I really could. But for the sake of everybody involved, I'm probably going to end it.
Yeah. Let's call it a night, dude.
I'm going to drink Phil's last 10 bits here.
Oh, Phil,
Thank you, Phil,
awesome.
for the bits. Dude, I could talk Final Fantasy all night with you, Raven. At some point, we should do it. Because I even like 15 was a game that was hated by many, but I found a way to really enjoy it. But there was that one part, and let me tell you, I'll leave you with this. If you have not played the episode Arden DLC, you should really play that, because a character that was a villain that really deserved more screen time and more backstory did not get it during that game. And that DLC, it fully fleshes him out to the point where you not only feel bad for this character, but he's instantly one of your favorite villains of the entire series. Play that DLC. If you can get it any way you can, Raven, play that DLC. It was fantastic. And the ending of it was even better. It ends on a very sour note, which is fantastic. It's great. Shadowcaster says, I started 15 a couple months ago, thanks to Game Pass, played it for maybe 10 hours and dropped it. It's personal opinion. I would tell you keep going. It really does get better, except for the time jump.
Final Fantasy games are kind of notorious for that. They don't always get you into it right away. You have to kind of deal with the whole kind of building up of the characters. So, and sometimes that can be kind of tedious.
I gotta get another beer. I can't keep up with this. Phil with 15 bits coming in. I'll handle it, Harmack. I know you have to get up.
Yeah.
We're gonna end here anyway. I'm just reading some follow-up comments here.
Go for it, man.
15 is pretty grindy, to be honest, but it's well worth the playthrough. Also, the ending will make you cry. That ending, though, man.
Don't spoil it.
That ending. See, now, the one thing about that ending, though, and I'm not going to spoil anything, is I heard it was a lot open to interpretation on who survives and who doesn't. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I know for sure what they show at the very last scene. And they did something I've never seen them do before. They actually explain what the reason how they came up with the logo for that game was at the very end of 15, which they've never done before. Very good.
Okay, well,
very good. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to eventually play that one, but I got other ones I got to get through.
I'd say Shadowcaster, in my opinion, play it. Just play it. Play it to the end. Even with the time jump bullshit, just play it. And then tell me what you think. I want FF7 Remake. God, all these Final Fantasy comments coming in are killing me. FF7 Remake was awesome. I just finished it. It was probably my favorite game this gen. It was so well done. So goddamn well done. Very casual Final Fantasy fan. And A Realm Reborn. We played A Realm Reborn, Harmack. Remember 14?
Well, I still play that game. That's still a lot of fun.
See, you still subscribe to it. I haven't been a member of it for quite some time.
Oh, yeah. I still jump onto it every now and then and play. Yeah. I'm one hell of a good fucking white mage, boy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we were playing that for a long time.
I'm a good white mage, or I'm a hell of a good black mage.
I would play through 15, though, Shadowcaster. All right, here's our last talk about it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is a quick one. Let's talk about tacos.
I like them. They're good. They make me poop a lot, but they're good.
There you go. There you have it. Tacos, they make him poop.
They're a good base if you're gonna drink.
My wife does Taco Tuesday. Every Tuesday here, she makes tacos. She gets ground beef, or she gets ground turkey.
There you go. That works too.
And ground turkey's the healthier option, and she puts them in a shell. And we eat them every Tuesday. We do Taco Tuesday here.
Nice.
What's the best taco topping?
Oh, that would definitely be freaking sour cream, man. Fuck yeah.
No, hell no. Sour cream? That's disgusting.
No,
sour
that's
cream?
a good taco, baby.
Dude, I love how this topic is branching. It's immediately branching. I'm reading the comments here. Tacos are the bestest. That's what Raven says. What's the best taco topping? Dude, for me, it's like... Oh, it had to be cheese. If we're going on regular... I worked at Taco Bell briefly.
Oh, if you're going with just like the actual, not like, condiment like that, yeah, I'd say cheese, definitely.
Now, you know what the best... Oh, here, I don't know if this counts as a topping or not, but this is the way I like to make a taco. These are called modified... I think they actually... Taco Bell brought these out into retail because people started doing this. But when I worked there... No, it was longer than that. 20 years ago. No, 25 years ago. Sorry. When I worked there, it was you took a taco in a hard shell, and you took the taco and you took a soft shell. Now I know you're thinking it's double decker. No, it's not. You take the soft shell and you put nacho cheese in the soft shell, and you take the hard shell and place it in there, put it together with meat, cheese, and you just eat it. And it is one of the best things ever.
And it gives you a heart attack later.
It's not a double decker, and I think they eventually brought that out as an actual taco meal.
I think they do. I don't know what they call it though.
Del Griver says everything makes Harmack poop a lot.
True.
Another question: hard or soft shells?
Hard shell.
No, soft shell.
Soft shell sucks. Hard shell, man, all
You're
the way.
crazy.
No, soft shell's
shell.
too messy. Hard shell, much better.
Sharp cheddar, ground turkey. Ground turkey is good, dude.
Hell yeah, that sounds
If
really
you
good.
if you know how to put ground turkey in your tacos, try it, dude. It's really no difference. There's a better taste, in my opinion, but you'll like it. Sour cream is good on baked potatoes. I don't even like sour cream on baked potatoes. I do not like sour cream at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
I'm not a sour cream person. Tomatoes are the best on... No, get the hell out. Del Griffith.
He said that.
If I still had my buzzer, I would buzz you, sir. That's got to be a Del
Nice
Griffith
one,
troll.
Del.
Raven says they did that for a while with my taco idea. Well, they can credit me for that. I'm the one that came up with that. You know what? Here's my other idea. No one's done this yet, thank God. But this was my thing when I worked there. So you take a Mexican pizza. The only person that's ever replicated this correctly is a good friend of mine named Del Griffith. at one point in his life. You take a Mexican pizza, do not put any beans on it, but in the lower part of the shell, put ground beef. Okay? Now hear me out on this one. Put the top pizza layer shell on there, okay? Put cheese, pizza sauce, and chicken. Like the Taco Bell chicken they used to have. And eat that. Fantastic. That was my own little concoction while I was there. TP Poker says refried beans give me the runsies in my onion.
Yeah.
True
that.
Thank you.
Oh, we got our final bits for the night, I believe, Harmack.
Oh God.
It's still Harma Pride Month. Did you know that?
I've noticed. It's Harma Pride Month every month.
It seems to be Harma Pride Month in June and July.
Yeah.
100 bits from Mr. Del Griffith. God.
Thank you, Mr. Dell. God love you, sir. You are the man.
That's supposedly a half a beer, and I got to do it because you didn't go get a beer.
No, I didn't. I'm busy here talking. No. My fridge is not next to me. I have to go all the way across the.
TP Poker says pizza sauce mixing Mexican and Italian. That's blasphemy. No, I'm legit serious. That's what they called the sauce that they had there at Taco Bell, was called pizza sauce. It went on the Mexican pizzas only, and it was like a marinara, basically. Am I wrong, Doug Griffith? He was the one most recently there to me. To me, it was 25 years ago. Walking tacos are awesome. What's a walking taco? I like walking pizzas. Yeah. This is going over my head now.
Yeah.
All right. So that was this week's Let's Talk About segment, which was Final Fantasy X and tacos. I'm going to make a compendium of all these random ass topics. So maybe at the end of the year, we'll revisit them. So definitely. It's not marinara sauce. And what kind of sauce is it? I thought it was like a marinara type sauce. But they do call it pizza sauce. Hookers are walking tacos. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for putting that out there. Thank you, TP Poker.
Those tacos tend to have mold, though. Be careful.
All right, guys. This has broken the record for the longest State of the Stream show in the history of this show. But we do this... we do this Just Chatting show live every Friday night starting around 8:30. We've been doing this it's just literally we just chat with our followers. We chat with people. We do have a base topic that we talk about, usually if our chat room hasn't already come up with a topic.
They almost always do.
They almost always do, so we don't have to really do much. I'm sorry we couldn't show any clips tonight, but that is Twitch's fault. Next time I'll just have them downloaded. But next week we'll be back live, but I do have to plug our streams. I'll be back live Monday at 8:30 with some Zelda, Link's Awakening on the Switch. Harmack is going to be playing more Infamous at 10.
Yep.
And then next week will be State of the Stream 7.
Yeah.
Which we'll have to find a topic that goes good with the number 7.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll think something.
I just saw Nia Jack's burrito, spoiled beef, extra cheese, Fleischmann's yeast, and sour cream. Ugh.
Oh, God. All right, on that
happy note, we're out of here. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks, everybody, for the bits. Really appreciative of that.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Phil. Hopefully you're still active, because we're going to play some golf if you are on the PS4. If you know how to hit us up, hit us up. If you don't know how to hit us up, chat me. I'll tell you how to hit us up. I can't talk on 5 beers. It's very difficult right now. All right. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Monday with some more of our streams.
Peace.
Peace out, everybody.